at the campground where Thomas and I are host this summer, nestled in the canyon underneath the Grand Tetons. We are next to the river, the Teton River, that has swollen these last days as it's been warm and the sun has melted the snow on the tops of the peaks that then slowly comes down into this now roaring creek river next to us. And I love imagining those little droplets of individual flakes that are up in the peaks, these individual flakes that soon join the conversation of the trickle, that becomes a larger conversation of the stream, that eventually will join the even larger conversation of the Snake River and eventually the ocean. The poem that I was drawn to for this month closes out the section of my book, Waxing, which was, as I named earlier, a section a lot about the end of the relationship that marked most of my 20s. And this poem, the last poem in this section, is a poem of release. I wrote a lot of release poems. This is the one that made it into the book. And I feel like I wrote so many because poetry, for me, is such a language of release, often things that are stirring in me, needing a certain kind of voice that I don't think, for me, can be found in spoken or written in other ways, that comes out of my body in a different way, that brings a certain spaciousness that follows it. So I invite, in your writing and your musing on this poem and your own, will engage these poems of release. This is Two Dragonflies. I have written many poems to release you, of an egret alone before elegant flight, of oak leaves in winter's pasture, of an acorn sprout, of mangrove roots and birds, so many birds. Today asks for another way to let go. I watch two dragonflies, flit of dazzled blue. They weave a complex choreography, as if connected by an invisible cord, hovering together over murky waters, then part, cutting ties to ask the question in a new way. With you and without you, I have expanded beyond all imagined limits. I am not afraid. I see myself as a girl, sun-soaked in creek water, moving sticks and mud from a